you've been in business so long. Let's say somebody presents for you, like I have a business idea. John, would you just listen to me? And what are some things that you're looking for when maybe a young entrepreneur like right now is listening to this and they're just like, I have this idea, I have this company I want to start. What are some things that you would want to give them advice for when they're creating that company?
Do your market research and develop a business plan that you can follow. It doesn't have to have every detail in it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you have to have a roadmap that you're going to follow. Who is your target audience? How much can you sell your service or product for? How much do you have to make before you break even? So what are you going to invest? What do you expect to make? How long are you going to give it before you either invest more or shut it down? Just some of those basic things will help. You got to have something to measure it against. You can't just go in blindly on this. And it's a difficult exercise, but it'll also make you better in terms of refining your sales pitch or your marketing pitch or your product or service.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and that's something I've been learning because, for 7 years, I just sold insurance. And with insurance, it's the price is the price. So Aflac will say our price for this is this. And it's like, okay, it's some price. And then 9 months ago when we started our video editing company, it's like, okay, we can kind of do whatever we want here. And then doing that market research, learning what other people are charging. How can we be competitive? How can we still make a profit? How do we have a high quality product while also being able to make a profit? And I was showing my wife last night, I'll share, this just shows you kind of how this game works. So there's a client that is interested in me editing their podcast, posting for their podcast, and give them coaching. Okay. So it's like perfect. That's exactly what I want to do. And so let's just throw out the number like $2,000 a month. Okay, like $2,000 a month, we'll get your stuff edited. We'll post for you X amount, like 2 podcasts per month, 10 clips a month. We'll get them professionally edited, no AI, like real people, and then you get a 60-minute coaching call with me, and you get some other stuff, right? And my wife's like, $2,000 a month, like that's awesome. And I showed her, so I pulled out the Excel spreadsheet. I said, my profit's $350.
Yeah.
Just because I just hired an integrator. So now, like any profit that would have been mine is going to him to help pay his salary. And so it was so eye-opening to her. And then when I was breaking the pricing, I'm like, I should probably make this $3,000. And then learning through but do I price it $3,000? I don't want to lose the business. So that's what I'm personally going through right now is how to price everything. And
we've even looked at what are our competitors charging for this, or because we're new in this space in terms of the whole video production and everything. What are people charging? What are they offering for that? How many hours? Like you said, 2 podcasts. We do something similar in terms of these digital
assets.
You can put on your LinkedIn account or whatever. And then when you get to the point where you're offering your quality or your viewership or whatever it is a little better than the next one, then you can bump up your price. Yeah. But you have to build a foundation to do it first.
Correct. And even if there is, and I know we're just business brainstorming right now, but even if there is market research to say you can charge higher, a lot of times those are the organizations that have been around for 20 years. So they've earned the right to charge more. But I do think there's also the unique thing that if you charge too less, people don't take you seriously.
So I have it. This has borne out every single time without fail. Clients who pay the least demand the most.
Yeah.
They are the most costly.
Yeah.
Because it's we can save a few dollars, but then they come back and ask you for more and more and more. We've learned to navigate that a little bit. It's that's beyond the scope of the contract. We'll either have to charge you hourly or we'll make it up. But we didn't used to do that. We've gotten a lot smarter over the years. But without fail, somebody's paying your lowest retainer wants the highest amount of work out of you.
And it's tough, especially when you're just starting out. Even if it's a lawn care guy, if a kid's listening to this, and I know some kids at my church sometimes will tune in, and I know one that has a lawn care company, and if you're just starting out and every client matters, it's so easy to be well, I should charge 40 a lawn, but they want to pay me 30, and now I get paid something. It's it's not always worth it. Sometimes
I
you
go
need to say
back
no.
to when I started my business. When you're starting out, you take everything.
Yes.
As long as the check will cash, you'll take it. And I still kind of almost put myself in that mentality that, well, I want every client. I don't care what they're going to pay. I just want, I want to win that project. And we're a lot more sophisticated now and a lot more selective on what we take. And it's a good thing. But still, hard. Still in the back of my mind, it's like, no, we should take them.
Yeah, it's money. We should definitely help them out. And then in reality, they're going to take up 80% of your time and it not be worth it.
Well, and that's where my leadership team says, do you know what that does to our staff if they're just grinding it out on a client that doesn't really appreciate or put a value on what we're doing for them? And that's tough on staff. So that's part of the decision as well.
Good lessons. Yeah. Good. Those are great lessons, John. So Say More Series going on. Anything when it comes to Trustcott? So you said you're not doing political anymore. Right. You're doing a lot more other types of PR. What's the vision for you moving forward? Like, is it just to keep? Are you wanting to get multi-state? Are you wanting to grow it to where it's national? Like, what's your goal?
Good question. We do a lot of projects that for Washington D.C. based. For example, public affairs project. They subcontract things out to us.
Okay.
We are talking to one client right now that we've really helped in the Metro Detroit area, and they're expanding into other states. And we said, how about if you let us manage the process for you? So you're not now dealing with multiple firms in multiple states. We'll be that funnel for you. I know the firms really well. They're phenomenal. And I would bring them in and then subcontract it out. So yeah, I do see a little bit of expansion into that. That could be a model that we could follow into other Midwestern states. And I think we're on a good growth path with offering new services. We have new talent, and I want to keep growing that.
Yeah.
West Michigan is a phenomenally great place to live and work, and there's a lot of growth potential still there. We are building out our Detroit team, our Southeast Michigan team. We've got a few really good people that are just lighting it up right now, and they're starting to get attention and attract new clients in. So there's a lot of good things going on right now. We just have to manage it and make sure we don't get too overextended, but don't spend too much money hiring up before the business is in. And just what's that cycle on the clients?
Scaling is tough. Knowing when do you pour money, when do you hire extra people?
Especially in a personal services business. It's extremely difficult.
What makes it tough for in a personal services business?
If you're selling a product and you know what the production, what the sales cycle is, and you're on a certain trajectory, you can kind of ramp up.
Easier to predict, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Personal services, you've got all of these people, and you ramp up to take this number of clients, and the next month 3 clients leave. Now what do you do? Well, you've hired some really good people. You don't want to let them go, but you can't carry that cost indefinitely without backfilling. So it's a tricky balancing act.
How often? What's the lead time that your client will let you know that you're probably going to be done? Like, how much time do you normally have? Does it depend?
Sometimes it's a couple of months. Sometimes it's we have in most of our contracts a 1 month out clause.
Okay.
So there's just basically one more cycle that we can bill, but it's across the board. There's no. It's like sometimes they run into financial problems. Sometimes we solve the problem for them. You just never know.
Yeah.